So I've got all the bays open here on the passenger side. This first bay on a 4106 has some stuff related to the heating and air conditioning in it. Some of that's been removed. I use this for fluids and emergency supplies, so I keep oil, coolant, hoses, funnels, things of that nature in here. And yes, it's a little messy, but yeah, it is what it is. This is the fuel tank bay, so nothing to show there. This bay is our primary storage bay. Now, our bus is set up so that our daughter sleeps down here. There's a bedroom access, and we carry all of our stuff in these totes. So like this tote's got our barbecue in it. When we arrive, we can just pull the tote out and make this space available. This tote's got firewood in it, and there's a 5-gallon jug of 40 weight oil. So a lot of that stuff's been brought out. We also keep camp chairs and things like that in here. She gets about half of the bay for sleeping. Her puppy stays down here with her in the crate at night. Stays in the crate because still being potty trained. And I keep some ramps in here. And I'll show some more on the other side of that. This bay is our plumbing bay. And yes, this bus can be dumped from either side. So for those of you really noticing, why is the dump on this side? Well, there's one on the other side as well. This tank here is our black tank because the bathroom is, the toilet's directly above this. I'll show some of that there. It's actually vented down, which I don't particularly care for, but yeah, you can see the toilet dump there. Now, I advocate on a coach that the toilet should be located on the driver's side of the bus. That is because the black tank should be on the driver's side, which is where you're going to be usually dumping from. So when I dump, it's got a long ways to go to the other side. So not thrilled about that, but as you'll see when we go to the other side, there's a reason for it. And that is the coach electrical bay. No storage in there. We'll go around to the other side. So this compartment under the driver's seat is called the tool compartment, and so that's what I use it for, tools. I keep a variety of wrenches, and I keep my DeWalt electric impact, lug nut tools, sockets, wrenches, pliers, screwdrivers, stuff like that. And of course, a pair of coveralls and a 20-ton jack, air over hydraulic jack. There's also an auxiliary air fitting in here, and I keep some air hose as well for airing up the tires, air chucks, tire pressure gauge, things like that. I also have an interesting thing in here. Let's see if I can find it. This guy is a dual-headed kind of adapter thing that you can use. By plugging it into there, you can actually air up the tank. So something you might notice on coaches, might not be entirely obvious, but the noise and heat generating stuff goes on the driver's side of the coach. So over here on this side, we have things like the generator, the hot water heater, furnace are all located on this side. There's the furnace exhaust and the hot water heater are located over here because when you're camping, you might not want to put up with the noise or heat from those appliances, which, you know, you're camping on the other side of the coach. So something to think about if you're converting a coach. This bay is my generator. I did this myself. I can cover that in another video. I will when I do the electrical system thing. There's some interesting stuff there. This bay that's ventilated is used for the propane tank. It's also got ventilation back behind this tank. See the ground through there. This bay, previous owner perforated the doors on this bay with 1-inch holes. So that would not have been ventilated stock, but he did that for the generator. This is the other side of the main storage compartment, now being used as a bedroom. Got my braking system here, some spare door rubbers if you've got any kind of GM bus. That's good to carry because these rubbers fail all the time. And this thing, this huge tub, I carry a spare alternator, compressor, and starter. I carry some large safety blocks, a large 4-foot long torque wrench for, 450 foot-pound lug nuts. This bay has been made so that it can be used as an emergency escape. This lever can operate the door from the inside in the event of a fire. This bay does not get used when we're driving or going down the road. We also have in this bay, we've got some 12-volt lighting, LED, and 12-volt chargers there for phone and stuff like that. And because it's occupied at night, fire alarm and carbon monoxide detector, smoke. This next bay is my shore cord and plumbing storage stuff. I don't tend to keep a lot of stuff in here. I guess I've got some room. If I was to organize things better and hang the plumbing, the extra hoses and wires, if I hung those on the wall, then I'd have some more room here. But this is where my shore cord and water stuff stays. And I'll cover the electrical generator shore cord setup in another video. But that is the sewer dump on this side. So this bay would have originally been the coach battery bay. It would have held 2 8D batteries. This has been converted. It houses the house batteries, and I use 4 6-volt batteries in there. And yes, I know the bottom ones are not strapped down. My strap broke and I haven't gotten around to replacing it yet. That water you see dripping there is coming from above. It's coming from my hose hookup. So that's not the batteries dripping, so don't worry about that. Don't comment on that. And this bay contains the coach start batteries. So that's about it on the outside. We'll do some video of the inside here in a minute. So somebody suggested I cover this lighting switch that my bay utilizes. The previous owner of this coach came up with something fairly interesting to turn on the lighting in the bay. It is a ball inside of this tube. It's a steel ball, and there's a contact in the bottom of here. So when the bay door is open, the light is on, and when the bay door is closed, the light is off, simply by gravity. And they're retained in these clips, so it's pretty easy for you to just remove them. If you're going to have the bay door open and you don't want the battery getting drained down, you can just pop it out of there. So storage inside the bus, we've got cabinets above, all the way up and down both sides, and around the front. So they're not very deep cabinets, at least not up here in front. They all have this really cool sort of feature where you can kind of lift them up or lock up, and then you just lift them again, and then they can go down and then snap shut. It's important that you have a positive latching mechanism, of course, you know, so stuff doesn't come out when you're going down the road. I keep tools in that one. I keep manuals and papers and that. More Detroit manuals. Games. We get into food, bread and coffee, paper towels, snacks. And then of course in the kitchen, we've got all our cookware. Lots of drawers, storage, you know, for typical silverware and stuff. The bottom underneath there houses the furnace, lives in there. There's also storage underneath the couch. There's storage underneath the dining room table. There are a few cabinets shoehorned in here. We tend to keep drinks and alcohol in that one, canned food, and stuff like that in here. It's kind of a shallow one alongside the fridge. All the space is utilized. You can never have enough storage. There's a small storage cabinet here, cooking oil, spices alongside the stove back in there. There's a cabinet there we keep pans in. In the bathroom, we have a medicine cabinet. And the guy did something kind of cool that converted this. This has got a rubber thing around a spring. So this is a standard Home Depot medicine cabinet, but it's got an extra little thing added to each of these so that when you open it after going down the road, everything just doesn't fall out, which is nice. We have a closet here, hanging closet. Some extra storage down there. And there's storage at the head of the bed and a little bit of storage on each side of the bed. And we have room to hang stuff on each side at the front of the bed. Thanks for watching. Please click the like and subscribe. Appreciate it.